Hold on. Going live on the YouTubes. Hey. Hey, how's it going? Hey. It's drama time? What's the new drama? I literally don't know. What's the new dealio? No idea, but there must be something? Probably, but who cares? If I haven't heard of it now, chances are it's not even worth hearing about it at all. Yeah. Yep. Um how's it going? We're going to work towards getting 6 out of 15 levels done today. Yes. Yes. Well, not 6 levels as in like 6 levels. I mean like the 6th level of 15 done today. We're breaking through the barrier of the 1/3 completion. Hell yeah. Um Albeit they're technically not done. There's lots of little things that needs to be put in these other levels, but that's fine. It's fine, okay? Listen, it's fine. Okay. Um yeah, today we're going to wrap up Rush B. Yes. So we need the enemy spawner system for the C4. We need the enemies in the base layer. We need let's get checkpoints going today as well. We could do that first because that's an easy one. Easy check mark. Hell yeah. Yes. We did quite a bit of work yesterday on the whole bomb planting system thingy. That's good. Making progress there. I don't think it needs any more. It's got sound effects. It's got the explosion. It's got everything. What's 2,000 units? 2,000 units radius. So from here, 2,000 units radius is actually just here, I believe. We could probably increase that to like 3,000. Yeah. 3,000 explosion radius. 3,000. Hell yeah. Oh, I must have done a submit on Perforce. Good job, me. Good job past me. Being responsible and doing somewhat consistent submits. I completely forgot. All right. Cool. So we need a spawner system. So enemies and the diffusers spawn well, during the whole segment, right? But first and foremost, we should set up the initial enemies and also the checkpoints. So then that way, yeah, there's checkpoints and all that kind of good stuff, and no one cries and says blatant things that expose them to be a noob. Exposes their skill issues. You know, Faith. So let's do checkpoints first, I guess. Let's say once you've beaten this area, then you can spawn. We can spawn here. This could be the next checkpoint right here, checkpoint 1. Cool. There's a box here. What is that? Nav mesh. Okay. Is so far almost done. Been a minute since I've been here. We're getting there. Like, we're getting there on all fronts. Everything is like, everything has a bit of percentage. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like there's something that's, well, there might actually be something that is kind of technically 0%. Like, I guess the Steam achievements are kind of 0% to an extent. Like the third person mode just has a few more things that I want to do to it. The levels, a lot of them are like in progress. There's only 2 out of the 15 that haven't been started, but we have like an idea of what they'll be. And we scoped out 3 more recently, so these 3 should be really easy. So it's technically 12 levels. So we're technically halfway there. These are like really easy levels to do. AI stuff, we still have a little bit of stuff that I like to do. And this score system stuff, we made some progress on this. We just need to change up the main menu UI for the most part, and also some animations to make it look cooler. Some UI stuff, which isn't very important, to be honest. I don't know why I put that as P0. To be honest, I don't know why I put that as P0. Didn't even notice the name change. I noticed it. I thought you got a job, Sound. What happened? What is this app for your tasks? This is Notion. This is Notion. Notion. Game was postponed a bit. No, we're gonna get this this done this year, 100%. The modifier system's almost done. Bloodthirsty is the only last one we need to really work on, and there's just some fixes in some other areas. New enemies we have to work on. The new weapons are like kind of there almost. Although the grenade launcher or the RPG will have to do that. And then localization, of course. Oh, and the deagle. That one we need to work on. So, you know, there's blue check boxes almost everywhere. It's just a means of finishing it. So, I'm just trying to get a lot of the levels out of the way. Because that's always our biggest blocker. So, trying to get a bunch of them out of the way so that I could comfortably focus on like some mechanical stuff, because I do want to do some gameplay mechanics stuff as well. Okay. Checkpoint. Overlap. Save. Am I on the right level? Yes, I am. See, only can take a day or an hour for a one-on-one. I had zero clue how to create a subtask in Jira. Gave me critical production issues for a junior developer first day. Was told this position was hybrid and it's in office 5 days a week. Nice. Zero clue how to create a subtask in Jira. Maybe that could be a little mini project for you, Sound. Do like a little mini project. Come up with like a makeshift project, and then like I guess go through Jira, because you're gonna have to probably use Jira or a form of Jira in like software development in some shape or form, right? So is Ronin still in development? Well, not currently. Not currently. I can't say it is currently. That would be lying. This is weird. I'm putting a checkpoint here, and then I'm putting another checkpoint over there. I guess we could put a checkpoint there, and then I thought the training would include a walkthrough and tour of the code bases. I was very wrong. Don't expect that to happen. You're most likely going to get a very, very brief overview of what some stuff is. but chances are you're just gonna have to figure that shit out. You're just gonna have to figure out that shit. Literally, my first task when I got at my contract work was to fix a bug, and I basically had to read all the code and stuff myself. So, yeah. Depending on what they task you, you're just gonna have to figure it out. Europe. 20 plus people. Streamer has not alerted Discord. Alert, alert. Bro, why is that shit so laggy on my... Oh, there it is. It loaded. All right, fine. I'll alert the Discord. All right, fine. All right, fine. Just this once. Yeah, 20 people is pretty small, and in terms of like tech, the tech world. But it also depends, because that could be a 20-person team for a specific project or a specific department, as well. I work with like, technically in my department, I work with like 3 other people, or that's it, or 2 or 3 other people. But as a whole, our team is like 9 people. They're like 10 at my work. No one gave me instructions on how to do it. Not your fucking problem. Not your problem. Listen, your only duty is to do the job you're tasked to do. That's it. Then after that, you go home. Compiler's running? All right. Coffee time. What are you supposed to do? Compiler's running. You can't even use your computer. You know, Nick, how's it going? Yeah, yeah, I don't think you'll ever be given a thorough walkthrough through Codebase. Ever. Like, you might have a very brief walkthrough of the Codebase, but even then, if you don't get what they're saying during that review, they're not gonna fucking waste time to teach you the entire thing. Like, there's kind of a an element of like, figure it out. As much as that sucks. Eerie feeling. Well, you know, if you had that feeling, yeah, by all means, man. And also, if they told you it was hybrid and it wasn't hybrid, yeah, that's bullshit. So, classic. Classic. I'm putting the shit in the wrong level, aren't I? Yep. Yep. Putting these fucking things in the wrong level. What else did I put in the wrong level? It was just those things. The old bait and switch. Yep. That'll get you. Well, that sucks. I guess you're back on the job hunt then. Dude, I am of the opinion that hunting for jobs fucking sucks balls, and I'd rather just build my own thing, even though that takes as much effort, if not way more. But man, I fucking hate. I hate looking for work. How hard is Unreal Engine? It's the fucking hardest thing you'll ever experience in your life. Yeah. Me trying to keep my job and competition low. I don't know. Depends on what you need to do. Depends what you need to do. Depends what you want to do with it. You know what I mean? It's like asking someone, how hard is it to build a building? I don't know. You got a bunch of different people building the building. It's hard to make a website with UE4. You probably don't want to make a website with UE4. Yeah, you know, counterpoint, why? Question mark? Exclamation mark? All right, let me check out these planes. All right, we feeling good yet? See, the nice thing about these planes is it makes it easier for the player to understand pathing, which is why I kind of put a little bit more focus on that element. Yeah, that's all right. Data analysis. I don't know that department. Don't really know anything about data analysis. Well, actually, that's not true. I've been doing a little bit of that at work. You'll probably need some C++ skills. Yeah, you'll most likely need a bit of C++ skills. Because a lot of the time you'll have to translate the data that you're bringing in. That's going to be one of the biggest, one of the larger things. I can look at data. That's it. I think the idea of data analysis in this subject is more so converting data and then I guess simulating it. I would assume in terms of data analysis. Um, pat on pat the data on the back. Go data go. Is that what y'all do? Yeah, basically. That's basically what I do. yeah. That's about right. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Is there a player collision here to stop the player from going underneath here? No, there is not. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. Secret time? No, we're not supposed to go down here. Can't you see there's a ceiling? Which is not supposed to be here either. Why is there a ceiling here? What? Why is there a ceiling? Arc floor. 400. It's the wrong way of fucking course. -1. I'm doing an illegal. You're not supposed to do what I'm doing here, but I'm doing it anyways. What was this? What was the material of this? I'm just gonna say it's concrete ceiling. Yep. Not this one. This one. Yeah. Yeah. Data analysis. I would. It depends on what kind of thing you need to do for it. That's the biggest thing. All right. So I guess I don't know what to do here. Do we just block off the player from continuing moving forward here? I guess so. I've completely diverted from what I was meant to do, which is putting in checkpoints. But I think I technically put all the checkpoints I need in the game, so it's not a not a huge problem. 9 out of 10 players found bugs in my game. What can I conclude from this data? I don't do any what's the word? I don't do any data gathering in my game. I technically should, but I don't care enough to fucking go into that. Maybe for like future games I'll do that to kind of get an idea of like other things, like what guns players are using the most or weapons or whatever, I guess. But does it, I don't know. I don't really see too much value in doing that, I guess. I don't know. I understand why people do it. For me, I don't think I would get all that much out of gathering data. Especially when like probably like a large majority of players are just gonna fucking deny data gathering from happening. They'll see the thing that fucking pops up. Are you okay with us gathering your data? And they'll be like, fuck no. Because they think I'm literally stealing all of their fucking computer files or something. Even though that's not what data gathering does. Player 420 reported a bug stepping through Xtor. Yeah, but that's not data gathering. That's not data gathering. That's like bug report process, which is more of a manual thing, whereas data gathering is more of like an automatic thing. Where it's like, hey, this player crashed. Well, that's also a different thing. That's technically under data gathering, but that would be more like crash report stuff. Is this dust too? No, this is sand and brick and mortar and stuff. I'm starting to think we should maybe start making some changes to this visually. There's too many connections to Dust 2. Albeit, our Mirror's Edge inspired levels also have been like, oh, Mirror's Edge, just because it has different colors. Albeit, it is very close to the structure of Dust, to be fair. That's the whole point, though. It is, but also it's a little alarmingly, like, too much. It's different, but it's maybe too close. Maybe it's too close to its inspiration. Are these casting shadows? Like, these are kind of, like, annoying. Like, I think they are casting shadows, which creates this, like, dark edge. I don't like that. I want them to not cast that. That looks really ugly, in my opinion. Here, it's not too big of a deal, but... Ugh. Okay. How do you create materials? Are they all procedural? Define procedural. In your words. That might not give you the right answer. A lot of them are from marketplace assets, though. So they're not necessarily procedural, I guess, in the terminology of procedural. Like they're just tiling materials for the most part. Some use distance field shadows to add some like edge stuff. I wouldn't really call that procedural though. Some of them use I forgot projection. We got some trim sheets. Oh, Substance Designer? I have not learned Substance Designer yet, even though I keep buying the newest license for it. By the way, have they released a new license for Substance? Is there the 2025 one? There's Modeler 2025. Yo, what if this is the last Steam version? Adobe's like pulling the fucking plug. December 16th. Yeah. So they've been like the last time they released the last version, it was in December. We're already January 29th. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Which version do I have? Painter. 2022. I wonder if I should buy the 2024 version. Yeah, it's funny because I have Designer as well, and I just haven't had the time to fucking learn it. The pen tool is pretty cool. Yeah, there's some neat tools that I wouldn't mind having. But I'm worried that they're gonna pull the fucking plug on this shit. You didn't realize they sold these tools on Steam? Yeah. Screenshots from 2019. I know some of these screenshots are old as fuck. It's just so funny. They haven't even bothered to update them. Oh my god. I used to be such a big advocate for Substance. Now I'm sorry, I can't. Since like Adobe like just fucking controls all that shit. Does the Adobe subscription have this stuff? I think it's a different package. Nothing really comes close to Substance though. In my opinion, no. Like some people have said they really like Marmoset Toolbag. I have yet to really see Marmoset Toolbag beating Substance in my opinion in terms of what it offers. But I could see Marmoset getting to that level. Substance is the only Adobe product on Steam. I wouldn't doubt there was a deal between Adobe and original Substance company to keep releasing on Steam for a period of time. Now, that might not end, that might not be forever. That might not be forever. Remember, Adobe buys Substance. When did that happen? Six years ago. I don't know. Base Substance Painter texture my assets? I do. Is the Steam one perpetual? Yes. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I should pull the trigger on this. Just in case. Just in case they pull the plug on it. Perpetual yet expensive? I disagree, but that being said, I guess that's my privilege talking. Oh wait, hold on. Here they released a designer update in January 14th. Interesting. To the end of 2024. Why is Substance better than Blender for textures? I'm not answering that question. That's bait. I'm not answering that question. Why is program that has fucking powerful tools and generator and whatever? Why Why? How better than Blender? Blender do everything. Um, I would argue this program is not expensive. I would argue it's not expensive. Look at something like ZBrush for expensive. Even ZBrush, I would argue, is not. It's more expensive than Substance. Um, but I would argue that even ZBrush, for what it fucking gives you and the power it has, is not expensive. Well, back when you could buy the perpetual licenses, which I don't think you can buy anymore. I still have my ZBrush license. My perpetual license. I think investing in software, especially perpetual software, is always worthwhile in my opinion. Or if they have a really good subscription, like monetization method, I'm always for it as well. Like Writer, or what's the company called? What's the company for Writer called again? JetBrain. Yeah, JetBrains is great. It can be good and expensive. So look at it this way: you buy a perpetual license. Let's say here in Canadian, it costs you $260. Okay. You divide that by 12. That's $21 to $22 a day, offering you a tool that can basically fuel your entire 3D career. So you're paying $22 for something that fuels your entire career, right? Now, what I always recommend to people is if they wanna get into 3D and they don't have Substance and they don't necessarily have the money. No, not $22 a day. Did I say $22 a day? $22 a month. Sorry, $22 a month. $22 a month, which then in theory is 72 cents a day. Okay. You could, in theory, buy Substance Painter, invest in it. I don't know if I can ask people for money or something. Make assets, sell those assets, and chances are you'll probably recoup that money within a few months. Now you got yourself a piece of software and you're making money with it. I don't like, maybe it's because I'm within this industry that I look at this price and I'm like, yeah, that's not bad. But I don't think it's almost getting to the point where my Maya license runs out and I try Blender only to purchase another 1 year license for Maya. I'm gonna be honest, Scotty. If I started with Maya, I'd probably do the same too, man. How often do you use shading inside Unreal? Shading? Maybe the issue is subscription lens of looking at it. No, this is $250. This is $260 one-time payment, so it's not a subscription. So like, you keep this forever. Everything else on Adobe, yeah, I'm not talking about all that other stuff. Even though I pay for Photoshop, but this, I mean, this specifically, if you're going into 3D, I would recommend Painter and Designer, and whatever the other fucking, I don't think the other shit is fucking worth it. The other shit is just a scam. Whatever other shit they have, Modeler or whatever. What the fuck is this? Yeah, whatever this is. What about sampler? I don't know what sampler is. A sampler they don't have here on. Yeah. Why are their images for modeler all ass? Yeah, I don't know. Started with Maya, but made a full switch to Blender in 2019. I kind of like seeing how people work with Maya. It just seems like a more put together program, but I'm just too used to Blender's workflow because I've been using it forever. The only one thing I would say would be nice with Maya, I guess, is the support it has with some of the Unreal tools, but there's been so many plugins now made for Blender that it's like, whatever. It's basically fine. I don't know. I feel like I should buy the 2024 version. This could very well be, man, maybe that's how fucking Adobe gets you, man. They get you into this like FOMO. You know, they're like banking on FOMO. Substance Painter. I want to see if any updates have been coming out. Do they have does Substance Painter have their own like fucking page, or there's a subreddit. What's the subreddit saying? Nothing. Nothing useful. Let's see. Is there like a patches page for Substance? I got the free 6-month sub from Epic for Substance Painter. Oh, right, because they did that shit and they completely flooded the Fab marketplace with a bunch of fucking garbage. I'm not saying you filled it with garbage, but I could have probably redeemed it as well, but I didn't want it fucking over my license. Um, is there no like substance thing now? Go to Odalnir. Is there no doesn't fuck over your license, just has a second one? I just don't see like a point for me to fucking get that shit. Um um is there no like news page for like changes? God, I hate Adobe. They literally just fucking ruin everything, dude. There is? Where is it? Where's like the news page for Substance like Painter and stuff? Substance news. Substance Painter news. All changes. Substance 3D Painter. The last patch was in December, supposedly. Yeah, I'm looking at that page now. The last patch was in December. Maybe they're holding on to a patch for the 2025 version, but are they going to release it on Steam? Okay, so apparently there's a guy called CG Vinny. I would assume has some connection to Substance, and they're saying there's no plan to remove it from Steam. That being said, this is Adobe we're talking about. They could at any moment in time probably say, "Yeah, all right," and then just fucking uh just say, "Yeah, we're out." All right, well, maybe I'll just wait for the 2025 version. Maybe I'll just wait. Because I do want to get those new path tools. Some of those tools are actually pretty fucking sweet. I could see them becoming very, very handy. Kind of like non-destructive workflow as well from the looks of it, which is kind of fucking cool. Kind of handy, you know, kind of handy. All right, let's get back to work on this fucking thing, because I don't know what happened. We just stopped progressing. Bug in my room. It's not in my coffee. We're good. Yeah. I don't know. If you're going into 3D, I'd personally recommend Substance Painter. If you don't want to get it, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. What have you been up to? Nothing much, old Nira. Honestly, just fucking working, man. It's literally all I really do now is just work. I'm still working at that one game company. I guess so, yes. I've technically been getting more busy there. Like, there's probably going to be a week where I just can't stream because I'll most likely just have to work on stuff that will most likely happen, and that will probably happen this week, I think. Like, probably like the days after this, I'm probably not going to be able to stream. Why don't they offer 20-hour trials or something? Substance Painter? I don't know. There was that whole thing that they did with Epic, like they do that stuff quite a bit where they give out like limited time license or some shit. Kind of excited that I finally get to focus on my project full time after a few years of saving. Finally got enough together to go at it full time. Hey, hell yeah, man. You're gonna fork over a bunch of money. You should be able to take it for a test drive. I don't know, man. I don't really care for that. If I'm buying something, I'm probably buying something that I know I'm gonna use anyways. But for other people, I don't know. Yeah, this is weird. We have one checkpoint here and then another checkpoint here. Should we like lock the player in here for like a very short period of time? Because you're literally just gonna run through and get 2 checkpoints. It's not the most helpful thing in the world. I'm also thinking our player starts here. I guess we'll have some enemies here and then yeah. I guess. 2 more days of the salary life. Welcome, Dust 2. This is sand. We don't call it dust. We call it sand. This is sand. Suit_sand. This is theft. Yeah, I'd love to be on that fucking just full time. I've already kind of done it. And my dumbass took it for granted, and I did not work as much as I should have. To be fair, it's my own problem. I have a very big procrastination issue. Hell, even with working on my contract work, it's very difficult. It's very difficult for me to really stay focused. I have to like take an hour just to fucking like stare at my screen and be like, okay, now I can work. Yeah. Like when this game came out, during that time I got the Epic Mega Grant and all that kind of stuff. I was not as I feel like I was not. Well, that's not true. I did release a lot of patches for this game and like updates and mechanics updates, very very quick, like week after week. But I feel like I probably could have pushed myself more to get more done. And if I push myself more, there's potentially a chance where I still could be full time just working on my own stuff. But I probably would have not made enough money nonetheless. So yeah. Part of me. Yeah, it's very weird. There's two checkpoints one after the other. How much do you need to work on it full time per year? Bare minimum, not making any savings or anything. I would probably need doing some of the math in my head. Like bare minimum, I would need like somewhere around 3K Canadian, potentially more a month. No, more because of taxes. I would need around like 3.5K a month. I do product visualization for advertisement, but I would much rather make games. I don't know, man. I don't know. I like making games, but every kind of product kind of or work thing has its pros and cons. Self-publishing games is not fucking rainbows and sunshine. It really isn't. I'm lucky that this game even fucking is selling as much as it fucking did. Exactly what Sonny said. You're gonna just fucking find the same shit. And game dev is just like, it's like proven at this point. Game dev is like one of the most, probably one of the like industries where you just end up getting abused in multiple ways, unfortunately. You just get abused as a developer because there's, I don't even know, man. It's one of the most challenging on a technical basis, on a multiple basis. I wouldn't even say just technical. Like satisfying a potential player base is not a very easy thing to do, while also keeping a consistent stream of income coming in as well. Put an Easter egg on the other side of the big doors. I was actually thinking of putting a little bit of an environment so that like, so enemies could spawn in here, but I have no clue what we would do. Oh, we could put an Easter egg there. Yeah, like game dev on the side is great. Like I would love to make this my full-time thing. Don't get me wrong, so I could just focus on it. But at the same time, um, this shit kind of fucking blows ass. But the thing is, I can't grasp anything else because I've never done any other kind of industry on my own. So I have no clue how to even get started in a different software engineering medium if I wanted to. I literally only know Unreal Engine. I'm a fraud. How much do I make in my current full-time job, if you don't mind me asking? I don't really like saying how much, but I'm making a pretty nice amount. Albeit I probably am supposed to be doing a lot more work. Probably be doing more work, so Yeah, I would just recommend to people make games, have a good time with it, use it as a hobby. Um, if you find yourself in a position where you can start turning it into a full-time thing, by all means definitely go for it, but also kind of plan around it from a mental health standpoint and a physical health standpoint, because I feel like game dev and selling games as a whole is an extremely there's a word, it's an extremely what's it called when a stock could literally go up or down at any fucking moment? What's that called? There's a term for that. I think it starts with a V. Volatile. Yes. It is a extremely volatile industry. You'll like sell a game, it'll do really well, and then it just fucking dies. Because maybe something else came up that was interesting, or something else. You know what I mean? So yeah, my studio full-time programs are making around 60K GBP. It's not bad, but it's not great either in the current modern day of the software engineering world. That's like spitting on a programmer, actually, technically. Would I prefer working in a different tech job if the pay was the same? If the pay was the same, I wouldn't. Because I do enjoy what I'm doing. Like, I do enjoy it. I enjoy the challenge. Making games is almost a puzzle and a game in and of itself, to an extent. Everyone wants to be the next Kojima. Fuck no, man. You got all of these people's eyes on you. I just want like moderate success where I don't gain like crazy popularity, you know? Just enough to like be happy, maybe buy a house at some point in this fucking horrible house market. You know, that's all I want. Is that too much to ask for? I don't need a shit ton of eyes on me. I think I've learned I actually would prefer not having a shit ton of eyes on me, honestly. I am Canadian, yes. Yes. Yes, I am Canadian, whatever the hell that means. Yes, we have a leaf for a flag. Yes, I get it. Have you considered getting signed by an indie publisher? I think I decided that I just don't care for publishers because my working schedule and my productivity is also very volatile, and I don't think that would mesh well for a publisher who's investing money into my product and stuff like that. I think it would heavily depend. I made 46 sales off of Game of Zero advertising in the low season themed after Christmas, yet released after Christmas. Definitely attainable to make a living off of a middle-sized game. Yeah, no, it's definitely possible. Don't get me wrong. If you look at your game with a business mindset and you're responsible with it and you are planning it and not just making something, like make something with heart, but also at the same time be cognizant of what you're creating. Like if you're making something that's just from the heart, there's a high probability it might not sell, right? So it's just, you know, just be cognizant of that, right? Approach it from a business standpoint because it is a business. It's an entire industry. And just kind of like treat it in that way, I would say. And then you can definitely create a sustainable, albeit still very volatile, because you can make a game, work on it for like 6 months to a year, and make no income. Maybe you're making income from past projects during that period in time. But if that game that you were working on flunks, what do you do then? You're basically staying afloat off of whatever your past savings were. So then you're kind of going into like control mode from there, which is, okay, how do you either A, make income to recoup all of the time and costs that you had during that period of time where you were not making any income. Okay, maybe you can sell some of the assets you made. You could do some shit like that, you know, like make marketplace assets really quickly if there's anything that you could do there. maybe you could shift the game a bit. Maybe there's a way of shifting the design to kind of make it more successful, come up with a more successful version. It's such a the game development takes such a long time to get to the end point where you actually start making income from it. That it's so different from other software engineering where it's like you have like a project that literally starts making income maybe in like 2 to 3 months, whereas with game dev it might take 1 year to 2 years. My site took 2 years with 2 people, made millions, but they also had. See, I just don't like singling out projects that are making a lot of money, because I just don't think that's a proper representation of like what getting into the game industry is really about. And to me, that the well, you can make millions of dollars is kind of just a headline for people that make courses and swindle people into buying their $600 course. Fortnite was my first game and didn't even know how to code or what code was when I started. Wait, Mikey, did you do like an internship at Epic or something? Make games you'd want to play yourself. There's an element of that. Like you got to make games that you're interested in, that you know the genre, and that you kind of like. You know what I mean? That's very important. Don't like trying to focus on a genre where you know what the games are about, right? I think that's an important piece of the puzzle, of course. Just being an ass. This motherfucker. All right, we got our checkpoints. Do we need any more? No, I guess we'll just call that all the checkpoints there. The fucking fly attacking me, man. What you... Where'd you go? You better not be in my coffee. But don't look at 99% of others that you never heard of. I can tell you that one thing that I think, in my opinion, hot take, the games that don't do well for a good reason, and most of the time it's because the game is just shit. Sorry. It's not because of lack of marketing. Some games there might be that where it is a lack of marketing, and there's like I think there is a like 1% of games out there that did not sell well but are actually like really good behind the scenes. Yes, I would say yes, it's probably the marketing or something else within that realm. But the other 99%, it's probably just because the game is shit. To be honest. It's just not designed well. It didn't have a proper core focus, etc., 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 etc. Right? So yeah, I've read so much about game design only for guys at the bar to disagree with so much of it. Game design, to an extent, is also very theoretical, and people will have different opinions on it. So. Been thinking of making some props for games and trying to sell those, but taxes would kill me. What would be your taxes on it, Phoenix? Like, you're talking income tax? Yeah, honestly, like when someone like makes I still remember when there was a period of time where people were making like postmortems and crying on Reddit. Well, maybe not crying. Maybe that's not the best term. Maybe that's a little rude. But when people would complain that their game did not do well or whatever the fuck, and then you look at the game and you're like, wow. To put it in the most like blunt way, it just did not look like a good game. But a lot of those people, for some reason, just blamed their marketing. Yeah. Income tax on a secondary income in the Netherlands, like 40+%. That's fucking ridiculous. Just because you have a secondary income. So that's why I could probably never move to Europe, honestly. And then on top of that, does the Netherlands have a tax treaty with the US? Because most of the places where you're going to sell assets are going to be probably operating through the US. So if there is a withholding tax, you have another withholding tax on. Yeah, I don't know what you could do in that situation, to be honest. Was asked to move out all AI code from the main gameplay module and put it into a standalone module. Now I have 4 chunky interfaces and a bunch of code to update. Fingers crossed AI isn't broken tomorrow when I'm done. You'll get through it, brother. You'll get through it. You could route it to Switzerland. Dude, I don't know how you could do that as a small independent person. I don't even know where you get started to fucking route your shit through to Switzerland. But companies do it. They do all their finances through Switzerland. So there's something going on there. There's some trickery going on there to maximize the income. Lots of lawyers and accountants, right? Yeah. US is about 25 to 30% taxes. That's the thing, though. The US is a bunch of different states that all have their own governing taxes. Like, for example, in Texas, there's like no income tax, right? Maybe they have here in Canada, we have federal and provincial income tax. So we pay both the federal and the provincial one. So different provinces have different income taxes. I believe Quebec has the highest income tax, if I remember correctly. I think it's Quebec. Whereas here in Ontario, we're like, okay. Super high property tax, though, in Texas? Yeah, but depending on what kind of job you do and how much money you make, that could technically even out. But who the fuck would want to move to Texas? Who the hell would want to move to Texas? All right, hold on. We've been talking for too long. I need to fucking get some work done. This has been going on for too long. I've been clicking random assets, doing nothing with them. Texas. A Texas, not taxes. Might as well be taxes, because literally all streamers just moved to Texas for the fucking taxes. I'm from Texas. I'm from Switzerland, but I'm moving to Serbia. Stay for a year or two and dev a game with my savings. Living there is like 1.5K a month in the main city with a semi-high standard of life. That's not bad, man. Yeah, here in Canada, everything's fucked. So, yeah. Everything here in Canada is fucked. I pay... Yeah, I'm not going to say how much I pay. I don't want to say numbers. Hey, would you like a custom shader for your game? I make them for a living and would be happy to contribute. I appreciate the offer, but I'm okay. I appreciate it, though. I know Vancouver is crazy. Yeah, Vancouver, yeah, but like, look at Ontario or Toronto. Like, it's as bad, if not probably getting worse. At least Vancouver kind of looks pretty to an extent. Toronto's kind of just becoming San Francisco to an extent. Apparently, we have a high drug issue. We have drugs issues. Homeless rate is getting higher. Etc. etc. Toronto's like the Detroit of Canada. Well, from what I've been told, my partner has some friends that are from Detroit, and they're saying Detroit's actually becoming not bad now. Like, it's actually been improving, which is crazy to think about. Because Detroit used to be like that joke. Like the scary joke. What do you mean, apparently? Well, I don't go around reading the news on Detroit, on whatever, so yeah. Do I also read YouTube chat? I do. I do. When I hear Detroit, I think of RoboCop. Right. So like, that's the thing. That's the joke. Is a lot of Detroit has been used in media as like this negative, horrible city, but in reality, it's actually improving. It's apparently like becoming a pretty good city, if not probably going to end up being better than Toronto. Detroit used to be an amazing city before the U.S. car industry collapsed. Right, and that's like all of Michigan, technically. The whole thing with Michigan is just the whole car industry shit just completely broke down, and then it just went downhill from there. Canada was always to blame. Listen, man, we don't do anything, okay? All right, let's lay out some enemies. I think we have checkpoints. Like that's fine. Um, so enemy. Oh shit, I forgot what it was called. Enemy box, enemy tool. Yes. Bro, they banned me from Bite Me Games Discord, and I didn't even write anything today. Honestly, I'm thinking of banning you, TBJ, in our Discord, TBH. Someone joined our Discord, just asked a question. Hey, how can I get can I get some help on modeling? And then TBJ came in, was like, hey, go to fab.com, just do that, or some shit. And then that person quit the Discord. Albeit, if you quit a Discord just because of one person, well, nah, I don't know. TBJ, you're just not like, you shouldn't be the guy at the front door, okay? I'm just saying, you should just not be the guy at the front door. If you ban me, where am I going to complain about getting banned? I don't know. Just fucking go to the Threat Interactive Discord. Oh, wait. He closed that one down because he got criticized. Never mind. Sorry, you can't go to that one. That one doesn't exist. I'll help them if you want. No, it's just more so when you join a Discord. I'll tell them to just get good. There we go. Nice. In a new building, 600 to 1K a month compared to 3K a month in Zurich. Yeah, living in Switzerland is just not. I think Switzerland has, from what I've been able to tell, Switzerland's not. Switzerland is very. You know what I'm learning about Switzerland? It is very anti living there. It is very much just anti living there. It is basically just a financial fucking country. That's basically what it is. It does not seem like a place you'd really want to live, especially with like the prices and stuff. Like obviously the income is higher, but it's like, what's the point when you can just move to France? Shit's cheaper, and then you just drive to Switzerland or take a train, work in Switzerland, get paid more, and then fucking go back to France. What's the point? Switzerland's weird, man. And this is coming from someone who was born in Switzerland. Like, I don't know. I would not move back to Switzerland unless I somehow got deported from Canada somehow, even though I'm a citizen. Don't think they were there for a good reason in the first place. That's fair, but Yeah, I won't talk about it. I don't know what I want my Discord to be. That's, I think, the problem. I want it to be the gaming place for our games, but at the same time, it's like, I think we're gonna need some props here. No, okay, here, for context, this is quite literally the entire conversation. Hello, I'm new here. Same. I need help with something. Can you help me with that? There's a fly. Get the fuck out of here. I need some help with modeling. And then TPJ is like, yeah, just go to fab.com, question mark, for modeling. And then they left. But, you know, it's pretty fucking... Yeah, okay. Here's a little thing for people. In defense of TBJ's horrible fucking responses there. If you ask for help for something, just ask the fucking question in the corresponding channel, please. Don't say, "Hey, I need help." Motherfucker, what's the problem? Do you have a fire at your home? Do you, like, just fucking just say it. Just say what it is. Like when you're emailing someone or anything, just fucking just say it. I will say that is one thing that's annoying. I hate when someone says on like a channel or someone DMs me or something, they're like, "Hey, I need help," and then they don't say what they need help with, so they make me waste my time. They make me waste my time by saying, "Hey, what do you need?" And then I have to wait for them to fucking respond. Like, bitch, I'm not fucking responding. I'm not responding. Yeah, don't ask to ask. Just ask. Just ask. I love when people were like this in my previous company. I just ignored them until they asked again properly. Yeah, especially if they email you. Like, okay, I'd understand if they go up to your office physically and they're like, "Hey, do you have some time? Can I ask you a question?" Okay, that I understand. But if it's like an email, motherfucker, I ain't responding. Yeah. Guys, if you ask me on Discord, "Can I ask you a question?" I'm not responding to you. I just won't respond to you. Absolutely. On Slack, "Can you help me?" It's like, with what, motherfucker? With your taxes? I don't know. I'm not an accountant. Yeah, we're gonna need some more props here. This is looking pretty empty. Yeah, I don't know what I want my Discord to be. It's technically supposed to be for like the players of the games, which is getting the job done. We're getting a lot of feedback in here and stuff, which is great. But it's also half game dev kind of related, and in general kind of like seeps a lot into the game dev stuff, which technically should be in the right corresponding channel for it. But yeah. I hate that in Teams or Slack, just getting the hello X, just ask the question. Yeah, it's just fucking annoying. It's like, hello. Bitch, I will not respond to your fucking stupid hello. Because chances are you want something from me. So just ask me. Just tell me what it is. We're in a workspace. You saying hello, you're not saying hello just to say hello. There's something going on here. Player starts from below to push the ramp. No, we start here, and this enemy is just going to patrol here just to kind of add a little bit of variation. So we are running towards here, then going through here, and then we are doing the objective over here. Hi, can I have $3? No, but can I have your Twitch Prime? Are you kidding me, man? All right, fine. I will do the 5 push-ups. Oh my god. You know what the worst is? When someone says hello and you say, hey. You just say, hey. And then they ask, can I ask a question? And then they just waste more of my time. They get you twice. Hey, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. I always say you just did. Oh damn! Look at you two fuckers both getting the same thing. Phoenix and Harmless. You just didn't waste this opportunity. I have a meeting booked with some dank bud. Hey, sounds good, Miyazaki. Have a good one. Can I ask you a question? How about you question my balls? Can I ask you a question? Not now though, but later. I legit, I think, had someone that did that to me. Yeah. I think from now on, whenever somebody asks me, can I ask a question? I'll just be like, no. Can you ask me a question? Yeah. Can you get a vasectomy? No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I'm sorry. Is that asking a question? That is technically asking. I've been thinking about it. You like upfront, not polite? No, you can be polite. I'm not gonna fucking answer your question if they're not polite. I think it's just more of a matter of just don't waste my time and
Shit
by
my
therefore
pants, I did.
And therefore also wasting their own time as well.
Okay, I sub to ask if I can ask a question. Should I ask it now?
Hey, thanks for the Prime Hellcat. I sub to ask if I can ask a question. Should I ask it now? It's up to you, brother. It's up to you. Gotta live in Japan and speak it for a while. You'll learn polite. The thing is, I'm not talking about politeness. I'm talking about wasting someone's time by asking, "Can you ask a question?" I think that whole dealio is just kind of stupid. Also, I don't think Japan is the best reference for social interaction when they have social interaction issues over there. they have some pretty, like, I like some of their rules, albeit, don't get me wrong, the no fucking loud noises in a train or public transportation, good fucking rule, or good, like, social rule. We should have that here in America or Canada. Yeah. I think we're talking more like online interactions. I think in a physical realm, like when you're like physically with someone or trying to ask someone a question, I think that's fine. I think that's perfectly fine because it makes sense. You might be doing something, you might be in the middle of something, but someone sending you a text message or something like, "Can I ask you a question?" It's just kind of like, you just called Canada America. You got to remember, Canada is technically a part of America. It's a part of North America. Maybe not a part of United States of America, but it's technically a part of America. And Canada and America kind of follow some similar social cues and whatnot. All of it is our America. Well, your guys' new president does want to bring in Canada. I don't think he wants to bring our housing market into America, I'm going to be honest. Should we rename it to the Gulf of Canada? All right. I like this little beginning section. You mean the Great Lands of Cum, Canada, USA, and Mexico? My favorite. Part of the North America continent? Yeah, we're technically a part of the Americas. maybe we're not American in the sense that like Europeans, when they say American, they mean someone from the US, but yeah. America be like, this part of America is called Europe. The Gulf of Mexico is now the Gulf of America. Yep. Yeah, we're doing that now. All right. In this section, how many enemies should we have? Let's get the enemy tool. USA will just take Canada and then just call it a national park. To be fair, like 90% of Canada's land doesn't get fucking used. So yeah, might as well just call it a fucking national park. One big park. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Volume. No, I need navigation. Where is it? Nav modifier. Okay, looks good. If the US of A takes Canada, do I get a passport and a gun and an eagle pet? I don't know. That's a really good fucking question, man. That's a really good question. No, you get deported. No. If we spawn 14 enemies in this space, is that too many? I think that's fine. Let's get a merc on top of this container. There is no navigation up here. It's not very good. Let's change that. Nice. Canada not grow wood and lumber. It's pretty used green. I have no clue what our biggest exports are. I'm pretty sure one of them's oil and steel. Hey, Crimson, can I subscribe for 6 months to get a Steam key? No, man, just fucking buy the game. I still don't own the game, sorry. Why are you apologizing? How dare you, you fuck? How dare you apologize for that? Dare you apologize? I'm offended. Sounds a whole lot better than cheese and watches. I don't think Switzerland's export is just that, right? There's no, you know, there's no way that's like the only thing going on there. The other Frost uploaded some video about the Roach Mage. The drama continues. Poor guy. Well, not really. Chat's just waiting for this game to go on 70% off. It will at some point. I just don't know when. The top exports of Switzerland are gold. Okay, makes sense. Vaccines, blood, anti-serotoxins and cultures, packaged medicaments, nitrogen, cyclic compounds, and base metal watches. Bro, how are we doing that much in watches, man? How are we doing, like, how are they selling that many watches? Are we like the only exporter of fucking watches or something? Do we have like a fucking like a patent on that or something? The world of patents is such a crazy concept. It's such a crazy concept. Well, hold on, I gotta do something. That's actually kind of important. So, the EU, I think, did a law. Um, the EU did a law that I think basically obligates company owners or business owners, even if you're just an independent person, to show your your private information. One of those platforms is just apparently not sending an email about it at all. So I'm gonna fucking. Hold on. Private info like address. Yeah, your address and basically everything. Uh, hold on. If I even have that stuff, actually. Um, um. You can hide your personal address on your full name and city is visible. Yeah, I gotta find out where that info is. Crimson, can you look at my new game on Steam? It's amazing. Plus, I finished it, so I'm bored again now. I think I already looked at it on stream. How do I change my invoicing settings? That being said, I don't think my account is a business account anymore. Oh, it's already hidden. Okay, I guess. I guess I already did that. Yeah, that shit's fucking scary, man. And the fact that some of these companies are like not notifying anybody at all about these changes that they're about to show like all their private addresses to people is kind of fucking concerning. I have to do some stuff with another company Otherwise, I will never be. My games literally won't show up in the EU. I wonder if Steam will have to do something there as well. It's not exactly a private address if you're operating as a company. If you operate as a company, chances are you probably have a PO box or something else of the sort, right? But as an independent, I route my business through my private address, and in theory, that is my business address. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, I don't know. Crazy internet people shit. Time to get a PO box. I probably will have to at some point. If my game starts selling, I probably will have to open a corporation, and at that point, I'll have to open a PO box, then open a fucking phone thing, and then pay a shit ton of money every month. It's gonna be great. There are no crazy people on the internet. I wish there weren't. The world would be a lot nicer. I'm realizing some of these enemies, I did not put them in the right level. Whoops. Wait. Never mind. I did. Wow, good job past me. I'm gonna have to figure out, let me take a look at my Steam just to make sure that they're not gonna show my private address. Uh, there's nothing in here about. Well, maybe Steam is smart, and maybe they don't show people's addresses, and they do it under their own address. Who knows? Yeah, well. Oh well. What's your new game, TBJ? What's it now? Just another survival game? I mean, what info does Steam show to a user? Just the name of a company? Well, it depends. Uh, it depends. You got to remember when you sell your game on Steam, you are technically a partner, a business partner. So they may have to show your information to people that request it. So when someone sends a copyright strike, it's a good question. I think DMCA could, in theory, actually expose someone's company details. However, I'm sure I actually don't know what Steam would do in that situation if they would put their own address under that DMCA. It's StarCrafter. How's it doing? How's it doing? You getting some reviews? It's not out, you fuck. You told me it was out. Why are you using the default Unreal gun? Don't you have like one of your marketplace assets that fucking one of your 100 assets? This one looked the best. I don't get it. What's the game about? Is this like North Korea simulator with like missiles and shit? Like what are we looking at here? It's not AI slop, it's just slop. DBJ, what is this? There's like, is that a wheat farm? The hell's the wheat for? It's food. Don't tell me you put a hunger system in a game where you just literally just shoot rockets out in space. Please tell me you did not put a hunger system in this game. Farm food. Farm food to keep your character fed. Okay, dude. What? TBJ, are you fucking kidding me? Hunger systems, in my opinion, are the most laziest fucking piece of shit gameplay mechanic designed ever in existence. 99% of the time, they're just annoying. The only reason why I'm a dick to TBJ's games is because it's TBJ. With anybody else's games, I approach it in a completely different way. I'm gonna make an MGS1 clone. Hey, hell yeah. Well, don't make it a clone. Just make it inspired by MGS1. Yeah, okay, /S. That was cool, man. Let me know when the game comes out. Because you debated me and said that the game is done. And I thought you released it. Survival games like Green Hell, food is core part of the game. Yeah, but in my opinion, in survival games, a lot of the times when it comes to food, the food is a... The mechanic of a food and having to eat and stay alive, in my opinion, a lot of the times it's just kind of annoying just to kind of divert your focus from the game, just to kind of just stop you from like progressing the game too quickly. I think that's kind of like some of the things with food. I think there is a good way of doing it, and then a lot of the times, in my opinion, it's just kind of like annoying. Like, bro, I already have to deal with food in my real life. Like, jeez. It was just a way to give the player a purpose for collecting and crafting more stuff. It's fun. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. In a game about shooting rockets and creating Dyson rings or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm sure I can already see your reviews on that game, TBJ. Listen, haven't you made enough survival games to understand what works and what doesn't work? I get it. In a way, food, I get it. But at the same time, hunger system is just kind of just annoying. It's just annoying. It's to divert your focus from what you're trying to focus on to then have to go get food, eat to fucking raise a stupid bar in your game that provides you no fucking value most of the time. Literally, the only thing is like once you get down to a really low hunger bar, you're like, oh, my fucking stamina gets, it's fucking slower, blah. Ugh. Play Minecraft without food, it works in there, and most other games isn't. I would argue a lot of people actually hate the food mechanic in Minecraft. I would argue that it actually just added a element to the game that probably was not necessary whatsoever. Like, it does not add value to the game. Valheim did a nice job with food. What did they do with food? How did they approach it? If a game has a hunger system, it must have an excrement system. Otherwise, there's no real reason for it. Listen, if I can't poop in your game, it doesn't. I don't fucking want to eat food in your game. I will refund it. I need to take a shit in the game or else. I like someone that uses food more as a buff and or healing. Yes, I would agree with that. I think eating food should provide a positive impact to your character rather than it just raising a food bar just so you don't fucking die. I think that's stupid. I think there needs to be an integral positive impact to actually going out to eat food. Otherwise, it's just a fucking silly mechanic just to like pad the game time, in my opinion. It's just a method to pad the game time. It's like, oh, you go down in this fucking tunnel. It's cool. Oh, great. Now my hunger's down. I don't have any food. Great. I got to go back up, fucking get some food. Now I can go back to where I was and get back through the tunnel. It's fucking, ugh. It's icky, in my opinion. It's because the game is about survival. No, I think it's just some, in my opinion, I think a hunger system, I think is a really cheap and shitty way to encompass survival in a game. Personally, I think there is so many other things you can do when it comes to a game about survival than a hunger bar. In my opinion, there is probably so many other things you could do that is way more impactful. I understand it's like why it's in certain games, but in some games I just don't think it has any value at all. It's realistic though. Yeah, but is realism fun? Is it interesting? Does it add anything to the core element? No, I don't think so. Also, I think the thing is that's also really annoying. In some games, you have to eat so much fucking food. Like, bro, what's with the caloric intake you have to do in some of these fucking games? Eating too much food in your outer worlds will make you food addicted for the rest of your playthrough. It's a permanent debuff. That's so shit. This scene from Billy and Mandy lives rent-free in my brain. Let me see this. That show is fucking, even to this day, it still gives me bad memories. MGS3 did food okay-ish. Metal Gear Solid had a fucking hunger bar? It's funny you say that because I bet if you make a survival game without a food bar, you'll get negative reviews about that. Bitch, have you never fasted before? Have you never fasted before? I'll probably put a hunger bar in, but I'm going to put in positive things in it, and it's not going to be like you need to eat food every fucking 5 minutes of real life time. Like, I think that shit's just so annoying. In my opinion, I think hunger systems are done really poorly. They're just, the game was literally called Snake Eater. It had a hunger bar? I didn't know it had a hunger bar. That's kind of stupid. Just because it was called Snake Eater? That's kind of funny. In Green Hell, it's great because certain food helps you with different problems like poisoning, fever, getting crazy, etc. And hunting for food can create fun adventures. You can find bad food that will poison you or make you sick. I think they're like, when you do that, I think that's fun because then it adds an element of like danger to the survival element. But if it's just you farm fucking wheat just so your character doesn't die, I think it's stupid. And I think it's great if there's certain things that like impact some of the elements. I think that's great because it's more integral to the gameplay. But if it's just eat food, raise hunger bar, I think it's dog shit. You might as well not even fucking put it in the game. What is this gift badge nonsense? Your one gifts badge is inactive. Gift at least one sub to reactivate your badge. I don't know, man. It's Twitch stuff. If I could control it, I'd just fucking let everybody just keep their badges. I couldn't give less of a shit. There are base genre expectations. I don't think so. I think if you put in a like if you in your survival game put in a hunger mechanic, that's fine. But if the mechanic is dog shit, it's just dog shit. And 9 times out of 10,
shit my pants.
9 times out of 10, if your hunger mechanic sucks, that impacts your entire game as a whole.
Screw gifting, I'll take the sub.
Hey, thank you for that prime, y'all. Appreciate it. If your game has a hunger system and it is implemented poorly, guess what? You just impacted your entire fucking game. You just impacted your whole game. I don't know how MGS3 does food, if they actually has a food mechanic. If you're putting something in a game because people expect it to be there, you shouldn't. Yeah, I don't think that is what a survival game is all about, is having a hunger mechanic, in my opinion. That's not what survival is about, in my opinion. In my opinion, I don't think that's what encompasses a survival game. Yeah. Here's a hot take. Death Stranding is basically Paperboy. You delivering things? Yeah, well, basically. So many crazy bad takes today. TBJ, which game was it that was like really good and like has overwhelmingly positive and you said it was a bad game? Which one was it again? And it was a survival game as well. The genre that you're literally supposed to be knowing about quite a bit about. Which one was it? Planet Crafter? No, there was a different one that was like really up there, and you did not like it apparently, even though it was, I think it was Valheim. I think you said you hate Valheim or something. Ah, there it is. Yeah, there's that comment. Or Rust. Was it Rust? I don't remember. I think you also said Palworld is ass, even though I think the thing is, if you don't like a certain game, not true. I don't remember. Maybe it was just maybe it was Terraria. No, I actually don't remember. You know what? Why am I talking about this? About one person and their bad takes, and why do I care? Actually, now I'm starting to realize I actually just don't give a shit. Hold on, you're wasting my time. I actually got one guide. I actually am getting one guide. Like, it is actually kind of ridiculous. Yeah, anyways, bottom line is, simplifying my take, hunger systems most of the time fucking suck balls. Stop putting them in your game. Thank you. That's my take. That's my take, and I bet you a lot of gamers and players of those games would probably agree with me. Yep. I don't think we should put 14 enemies in here. Maybe we shouldn't put 14 enemies in here. It's kind of a tight space. Let's just do 7. And then let's put an elite enemy in here as well. Why did you spawn outside? Also, I need all of these guys to be under checkpoint 1. There are way too many elite enemies in here, man. Erm. I actually got one guide. Crazy. That's crazy, man. So we got an enemy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's make this guy going up and down the stairs. No enemy found. Brother. Oh. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Wait, what? What's the collision on this fucking shit? Okay. Alright, well, sure, I guess. This guy's too close to the pillar. He's not gonna shoot shit. Let's do that. That guy's right next to the explosive barrels, which, you know, I guess, sure. I wouldn't mind. You know what we should do, actually? We should make some of the enemies in here, actually. Like down here, and then they run up. That way we kind of separate some of the engagements a little bit. Yes! That's an amazing idea. We'll get a merc in here. We'll get a shotgun enemy. And then let's just get one more grunt. Give them all the right checkpoint. And then I think it's called alert. Enemy alert box. Enemy aggro box. So when we run in this center area, which you're bound to run into at some point or another, let's go ahead and say that we will aggro these 4 guys here. And let's also reduce their aggro range so they don't get automatically aggroed when we're like attacking or anything. All right, cool. Okay, let's try it out. Let's give it a try. We haven't done any testing to see how it feels. That guy kind of teleported on my screen. Oh shit, all the people from the inside are coming out. Okay, that's not very good. We are probably going to want to reduce their aggro range there as well. Yeah, I kind of like how the enemies come out. Why does this wall not... I have to fix that. We have a lot of visibility issues in this level. Alright, so we need to reduce the hearing range of the enemies on the inside here, because they are immediately running outside, which we do not want. So we're going to reduce that. Hell, we could put some doors here. Like we could put some of the doors there. Let's see. All right, the slam door. What if we made the mesh of the door? Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Archway door. Is it? Please tell me it's the right. Yes, it's the right orientation. Oh shit. Okay, made of wood. Okay, here's the thing though. How do we make it so you can't kick this? Because this thing's pretty fucking big, dude. This is a pretty big door. I don't know if we want to... I don't know if we want to make it so you can kick this one down. It might be a good idea that we don't make this one kickable. Show us what it looks like to kick it first? Yeah, I guess I could do that. We can see how it looks. But it probably does not look very good. Probably does not look very good. It'll be that doesn't look good. Even though it's literally covering the entire doorway. Oh, I know why. The interact boxes are really small, which I think is what we use for the navigation. It's not. Oh, it is. Now it's working. The nav mesh thing, you just can't go through it. This is for enemies. So if it's red, they will not be able to, I think, hear the noises, if I remember correctly. Either that or there's something else going on there. I don't remember. Let's put that in the sub level, and then we'll take a look and see if it works properly. It'd be cool to actually use these doors to block off and darken the next area. That could kind of be cool. Yeah, enemies can enemies can open doors. They can open doors. So what I want to see is, do they hear us through the door? Oh, I think they can. I think what we have to do. Well, two things. One, the doors are hitting each other, which is not great. That part's kind of annoying. It is destructible. And it is blocking destructible. So let's just change that. I don't know if that actually works. I'm pretty sure when we open the door, we have a different collision profile. Let me move this to the persistent level so I can test it out. Okay. Next up is the nav mesh. I think by default needs to be null. So instead of an obstacle, we're going to do null. And that means they won't hear anything until we open the door. Once I open this, it should become green. Yep. That means they won't hear yeah, anything, which is cool. Sweet. I do kind of like the idea of like this inside area being closed off. And then even this area could also be closed off. So we could actually use 2 sets of doors. And that will separate the gameplay sequences. I was originally going to have them open, but I actually think this is probably one of the better things we can do for gameplay. I think this is probably one of the best things we could do for the gameplay, to be honest. Is kind of close off the sections. Plus, it looks kind of cool. Is there any tutorial you use to get your AI to open doors? No, I kind of just fucked with it. I kind of just fucked with it until it kind of worked. My AI is like not great. Like I'm not gonna say it's like the best thing ever. There's a lot of faults with it. But yeah. Yeah, I like the idea of it being a closed door. I do kind of like that. This area needs some shit, man. That tree needs a material. That building needs a material. So then that way, those doors basically separates the combat engagement. Which is good for us, because now those enemies from inside aren't running out, which is good. Now we can basically come in here and then when we add enemies outside, then we can kind of change that up as well. So then we have the next section here. Yeah, cool. All right. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way of going about it. Although one thing that does look weird is these doors are like... They're pretty heavy, so we might want to like increase their mass. But that might cause issues with trying to open the door. Although I do kind of want it to be like a slow open door, you know? I think it would make sense that they open slowly. So like, let's double or triple their mass. And see how that looks for the player. We kind of want it to be like they're opening the door slowly. Okay, I might have to make them even slower. Or reduce their dampening. Okay, I'm just gonna move them to the level. That way I can just test it straight in the thing. Otherwise, this is gonna be annoying. Move these here. Can hide the sublevel because nothing's being shown in there yet right now. So mass isn't cutting it. Let's try 100. I think I want to change the linear dampening and the angular dampening. I think that's ultimately what I want to do. Because, yeah. Let's stick with 50. But for the angular dampening, let's go ahead and increase it to 2.5. That should slow down the impulse opening. Like, they feel heavy, it's just when we open them. When we interact with them, they have like a flat value for their the interaction, which is kind of fucking annoying, but interaction. Yeah, here it is. If the player is running fast, open the door harder, and there's a velocity change which has no impact on mass. So do I care? Do I care? I'm trying to question myself right now. Like, do I care this much about like this detail? Yeah, I don't really care too much about the detail. But we'll for consistency, let's go set in these angular dampenings as well. I don't really care too much about that. It's just a fucking door. Can we kick it down? Let's see. I'm pretty sure we can. Yep. Classic. Now, maybe we should make it so you can't kick these down, but... because they're pretty heavy. But, you know, that's like half the fun, you know what I mean? Like, that's half the fun, so... one thing we could do, which is really nice with doors, is we have a disappear mesh on them. We could make it so this area is darked out, so you don't even see, like... which way is the camera? I think this way. We can make it so you don't see this area until you actually open the door. Which could be cool. Let's go ahead and just do that. Why not? Fuck it. Let's make it not cast any shadows. Darkness with no fade. What's my experience working with CEOs and managers? I haven't worked in that many places. It hasn't been, like, bad. But I don't have, like, that much working experience, so... not sure if I'm the best person to ask for that kind of question. What's it like to work with Tim Epic? I don't know. I've only worked with John Nanite. I've only ever worked with John Nanite. Hey, Moon, how's it going? Yeah, I think all CEOs are going to be a little different in some capacity. Hey, Big Sido. What's Lumen's name? Lucy Lumen? I don't know. John Lumen. Also John. Okay, let's test this out real quick. I want to see if there's any null error references with that door. Uh-oh. We can fix that with a component. Pretty easy. Checkpoint component. Expire after point, delayed begin. We want to expire after checkpoint 0. The only thing is it takes a hot second for it to disappear. Maybe it doesn't need a delay to begin. Maybe it could just begin without a delay. This is the power of gameplay tags and fucking components. Components are sick. I need to use more components on, like, specific actors. There's so much potential with it. Wait, it does not need a delay. Or not that I know of. I get a lot of people who think I can now just throw my high polys into UE5, press the nanitify. I can't read that word. Nanitify. 9 to 5. They think I can 9 to 5 my assets. Here's when he hasn't used a gameplay tag or component in 5 minutes. I should be using them more. So I'm confused. Why are these guys? Why does that guy run that way? Okay, so one annoying thing is you can see the enemy through the wall. These guys should probably have a hearing range. If you get too close to the staircase, they should probably just hear that. I've seen worse in AAA games like Indiana Jones. It's just a game. The thing is with AI, yeah, AI is just a tough one. It just depends on the game, right? I'm not gonna say my AI is perfect. By no means. It's fucking extremely flawed as well. But all I have to do is really script an area and, you know, I'm all good. So we're going to change their aggro path lengths. We're going to do 2000, I think. I think ultimately, I think we're okay with these guys running in if you're like shooting an enemy right here. Shouldn't hide that section. I like the idea of a plane that hides. Let's do a cube instead. I kind of like the idea of this because I have no clue if this is rendering behind it, if it will actually do what I need it to do. It adds an element of like surprise when you're looking through it. It's just the thing is we can see them through the fucking wall. Yeah, cube is not really helping there. Well, that kind of sucks. Because you can kind of see him through the wall there, unless we move him, which we can and we should, because this guy's patrol path is kind of getting in the way of him. Now, also because we changed how this room works, we can actually kind of bring their aggro path length back up. So it doesn't cause any weird situations. These guys, what is their path lengths? This is actually weird because we're having some moments where they don't react the way I would want them to, which is kind of annoying. I'm gonna move this guy here. You have the same AI trees from the early 2000s, even 90s in some cases. The thing is, you don't want AI to be too smart either. It's a very weird balancing game. I bet you there's a game out there that did a lot of work on their AI and it was really fucking cool and awesome. But the problem with it then ended up being that the AI was too smart and they actually caused balancing issues on the game design front. It's a very tough balance between the two. A very tough balance between the two. I just like an idea of like a dark kind of thing. Like the idea of like you open the door and then you kind of see what happens, what goes on in the inside. It'd be fun if some are significantly smarter and some are stupid. Right. That could also be good. Did my game crash? I think it did. No, it didn't. What the hell? That was weird. You realize I just joined and you're building DE Dust 2 and I have the BSP on that on my hard drive? The thing is, I don't want it to be exactly like Dust 2. It's just inspired by it. Mostly just like a little bit of the layout. Whoa, what happened to my fucking animation there? We gotta fix, there's, one of my tasks is to fix the visibility. Visibility is one big problem. It's a bit awkward, that entire combat engagement. Oh, you can still see the enemies through the wall. Whatever. I like the dark suspense and then seeing the room open up. We know what the room looks like, but for someone who's never seen the stream and stuff like that, I think it'll look kind of cool. Oh. I think... Is it in the wrong level? Oh no, it's in the wrong checkpoint. Of course. Supposed to be on checkpoint 1. Okay, I know what the problem is there. Are there any windows on this level? Not real windows. Is that a Counter-Strike reference to something I can't think of right now? Are all the guys in the Sahara wearing hoodies? I just haven't gotten around to giving these guys proper character models. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think I ever will. To be honest, I don't think I ever will. Yeah. Only problem is you could see the enemies through. It's just kind of like, a little icky. I could do one thing to fix that, but whatever. We have a lot of visibility issues in this level though, that we need to fix. Haven't seen them through the wall yet. You can see them if you look at a certain angle like this. When you're running in, you can see them through the wall here. Even here. This we could probably fix by putting a big like black box right here, but okay, when I retry, this should be hidden. Okay, cool. I blew myself up. Rip it from CS. Yeah, that's gonna go great for my legal stature. I'm sure ripping a sound effect from a game is a very good idea. Alright. Cool. And then that's basically the checkpoint there. Wait. Can you like turn off the outlines for the enemies as you approach? I think what I would do is I would actually just hide the enemies until you open the door. That's probably what I would actually do. I just don't give enough of a shit, so it's whatever. Like, there's one thing I could fix, which is just, one thing I could fix is the player being able to see the staircase, because that looks just kind of weird. Right? So, like, what I could do is fix this issue right here, but the other things, I think it's like, whatever. This we could fix here. It's no problem. But the other one, whatever. I don't think Valve will sue if you homage the game. I think if you directly rip assets from their IP, I don't think they'll be very happy about that. Additionally, if you rip a sound effect, for example, that comes from a different IP, now you're getting fucked over by both Valve and the original IP owner. I don't think they do anything for a single sound effect. I don't know. I guess technically there is that game, Voices of the Void, that uses a bunch of sound effects that Valve uses, but I'm pretty sure they probably just bought a license to Hollywood Sounds or whatever the fuck it's called, because that's where most of Valve sounds comes from. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I think I'd rather avoid it. Like, this is borderline. This is borderline. Claim the same that you bought them. Okay, then they'll just go to Hollywood Sounds and then figure it out if I got a license. I'm just not gonna risk it. Like, the layout inspiration is really the only thing I really wanted about this. It was just kind of like, hey, here's a fun little level. inspired by this or whatever. That's really it. These trees, they need they need the mask. They have the mask. Oh, it uses custom primitive data. Of course it does. There you go. Yeah, Ray, it's fucking. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not gonna risk that. Also, it seems like it's built in Source, but apparently it's Unreal. Yeah, Voices of the Void is made in Unreal. They basically just coded everything to make it feel like a Valve game. Which I think is hilarious. And it works. People think it's Valve, but it's not. Or they think it's Source Engine. Which, you know, when you get into that territory, it then begs the question, is that a little bit, you know, not good? Because then it, like, could in theory create confusion. It was ass. Would you believe that Superfire is made in a very well-skinned Unity? Crazy, huh? There are people that think that this game was made in Unity, so I somehow made my game look like shit. To the point where people think it's a Unity game. Tried Unity 6 yesterday and Unreal 4, and I'm leaning towards Unity 6 just for the aspect of it being for low spec and styles newer things. Try, Ray, it would be interesting. You should maybe try Unreal, but in forward rendering. What is Unity by default? Is it forward rendering or, what's the default? Deferred? Or whatever the fuck? What are the differences? Whoop. Yeah, you should try Unreal with forward, because I think the default Unreal is deferred, right? I don't know, I'm not a fucking rendering whiz, I'm not gonna act like I am. I ain't no John Nanite. Damn it. Okay, I think this is feeling good. Oh wait, the thing I wanted to check, this right here. Okay, does not look as, well, we could probably fix that little wall peeking out, but it's not a huge issue. A lot better than before. Static mesh has to be movable. Oh shit, the barrels aren't set to movable, so you can't kick them. Unreal 5, even when all those things are disabled and using forward running still chugs. It might be because it's Unreal by default now, I think uses DirectX 12 and Shader Model 6. Is that the one that it uses? I think that's what it is. And that's probably where most of its issues are coming from. Can you hide the meshes near the wall, please? You talk about these? Man, are you making me do extra work, man? Ugh. Just use it, Ray. I'm just curious if you've did some testing on that front. Can you add destruction, please? Just real quick. Oh yeah, it's super easy, man. Let me just hit the checkbox. Add destruction. Let me just add the checkbox on my stuff. Make destructible. Oh yeah, yeah. Let me just get on that. Let me just get on that. So these barrels are all set to static. And that's because I replaced them. And now I can't set them to movable. I have to do them one by one. Unreal Engine. Did you check the optimize button? No. You wouldn't have to do this right now if you were just using Unity, just saying. Man, I wouldn't have to do any of this if I just wasn't using a fucking game engine. Ever. At all, man. I should just be using fucking C. Fuck this shit. Man. Skip C and go straight to assembly. Or else am I really a game dev? Well, according to Notch and several other fucking... I'll call them tumors within the game industry because that's really what they are. Apparently you are not a programmer if you do not make your own game engine. Well, yeah, I'm not a programmer. I'm a game developer. It's a little different. One of them gets paid 2 times more money and has to do 2 times less work, and the other one crunches and gets used like a condom in the game industry. And then I'm also woke. Apparently, for using a game engine. I'm getting cold. I went from programmer to tech art. Programming is way more stressful. But like programming in which industry? You got gamers constantly telling you how to do your job? No, there's even bad apples in the game industry that are actual game devs or programmers or whatever. Who spread some interesting takes. Oh, I meant when I mean programmer in this sense, I don't mean game dev programmer. I mean programmer in like a different software engineering job, basically, not gameplay programmer or programmer in game dev. Yeah, IT slackers. Yeah, basically. Who cares? Who cares what Notch thinks? I'd just say my take is just make games in whatever fucking thing you want to use. Just as long as you're making shit, that's all that matters at the end of the day, right? Who cares what people think about? Oh, you're not this, you're not that. I think that's just childish and silly. Wait, what? There's a little whatever. Who cares? Just don't use Unity. That's important. Wasn't Undertale a whole ass if statement? Balatro, if I remember correctly, is a whole ass if statement. The big line of if statement. I know there was a certain creator of Braid that I abandoned because he couldn't take criticism. I know there was a certain creator of Braid that... Wait, you abandoned, Vinix? What do you mean? It got popular, Microsoft swooped in, made the thing playable at the current scale, and now he's gotten some god complex. I just don't care. I just don't care. I really don't care. Yeah. I think as I got older, I just don't really care what those takes are anymore. Like... yeah. I'm just of the opinion, use whatever you want to use. If you want to make your game from scratch, fucking go for it. If you want to make your game in Unreal, go for it. I don't care what you guys use. You know what I mean? I think that should be the overall normal opinion / take. Not, you're not a programmer if you don't do insert thing here. Like, I think that's fucking silly and stupid. And also, who gives a shit? I think the problem with takes like that could potentially be like, maybe it like impacts hiring, but it's like, do you really want to get hired by someone who takes their takes from Notch? Not playing D&D campaigns with chat homies. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think some of these actors in some of these like people within the game dev space get glorified way too much. And I don't want to be glorified either. Mind you, I don't want to get glorified at all either. Okay? Do not look up to me. It seems like you care to an extent, because I think it does have an impact, because these people have a voice, right? I think it's important because I think it impacts the conversations that I have in the future. Giga game dev, Giga idiot. There's a little gap in there, but whatever. Just think like the guy who made Flappy Bird. He hated being famous. Yeah. I don't... Listen, I don't want to be glorified at all or anything like that. I procrastinate a lot and shit. All right, what's next? I guess we spawn enemies in this section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I feel like we could get one more enemy in here. We fix the barrels real quick. Let's get a merc at the end of this hall here. Yes. All right. Add enemy table. We are now on checkpoint Dos. We got some elite enemies. Let's get some stun enemies. Let's get some shotgun enemies. Let's get some enemies with katanas. I could throw that shit in there. Doesn't matter what the engine use. Yeah, that's what I always tell people. Your player doesn't give a shit what the fuck you use at all. As long as it runs well, as long as it plays well, as long as etc., 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 blah 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 blah. Like that's all that matters. That's that's basically all that actually matters. All the other stuff is just fucking fluff and whatnot. I kind of want to make this area also dark. That could be kind of sick. See, this would be a good level with a sniper enemy. Reference to enemies, players just fucking camping behind the box with an op, holding holding tunnels. Dude, there's too many fucking stun enemies. What the hell is this? Let's replace these guys with mercs. The highway police sim that runs on Unreal Engine and has all that tech and it runs like ass and is very glitchy. Yeah. Whose fault is that though? Probably the dev. Because a lot of those fucking simulator devs do not actually give that much of a shit about the quality of their game. A lot of them. There are some of them that really do care, but a lot of those are ass. Holding tons even though someone said all are on 5. Yeah, all are on A. Fucking taking forever to rotate. They're the last person. They run out of the door and they get killed because there's a guy down at fucking CT spawn. Yeah, good old Counter-Strike. Most important thing is if you can entertain someone with the game matters if technicalities are for devs. Yeah. This game looks very entertaining. It's alright. It's alright. This would be a great spot for a sniper enemy. Damn! 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 Damn it! Yeah, I will say one thing that I'm not fully, I would love, you know how Unreal is trying to do the Mover 2.0 thing? I would love to see, now, Unreal does expose some of this stuff to you, to an extent, to be able to control all your graphics to an extent, but I feel like there is still a base cost to Unreal. But I would still love to use the features that UE5 has from a mechanical standpoint and whatnot, right? I would love to be able to make like a really cheap fucking like game that can run on like tons of PCs. But changing those rendering settings can be a bit tough to get to that point. I would love they could treat the rendering like stuff almost like Mover 2.0, making it a bit more modular. That'd be kind of cool. However, I could imagine that be a programming nightmare. I could see that becoming a programming nightmare to an extent. Like you could maybe force SM3 or something like that, but I guess you do lose out on a lot of fucking features. Or you could go down to like SM4, I suppose, right? I guess that's the general idea. You could probably force it to be in SM4. And like there's a lot of shit you could probably disable in here to make it run on like lower end. Like I haven't tried forward rendering in this game, but I also don't think it would work because we do some stuff in here. that might not actually work. Some of the features would probably break. Me just trying to focus on learning Unreal. Well, yeah, just try to learn it. Like when you're learning Unreal, there's a lot there. Like I wonder, I wish there was it'd be cool to like come up with a way to like really reduce Unreal to like really big basics. Unreal 5 has mobile rendering support. It does, yeah. I've been using that at work. So there's definitely ways of disabling some stuff. But sorry, excuse me. Yeah. I think that's one thing that could be kind of cool is being able to like really strip apart the engine a little bit. But I think that comes with like learning what all this stuff does and kind of getting a general gist of it from there. There are dev branches of Unreal that have stuff cut out? Probably. It's hard to find the right documentation, get all this stuff going. I've been able to get used to the basics of blueprints. Well, hopefully at some point I get this fucking thing done, where I get this curriculum thing done, which hopefully can bring in an introduction to getting into it more and learning some of the fundamentals. If you just turn everything as low as possible on UE5, you're likely to break something. Right, because there's some things that depend on other things, which is kind of annoying because then it kind of forces you to keep that thing enabled sometimes. There will be certain things that I can't name anything currently right now, but in my experience, I've seen some shit to be like that. Hold on. Yeah. At some point I'll probably get some stuff in here. So I like to lean towards stylized graphics instead of these realistic things that UE5 pushes with Nanite and Megascans. Here's the thing with Nanite and Lumen, though. Everyone is, I think, misinterpreting the use cases for Nanite and Lumen and saying, oh, this is just for realistic graphics, when stylized, by the way, means literally anything. And there's different subsets or different sections of realism as well. Nanite and Lumen can very well also still be used within stylized games. They definitely can. I think thinking that they're only for realism, I think, is incorrect, personally. I think there's still very much use cases where you could use dynamic GI within a stylized use case, because stylized technically is a blanket term that could mean literally fucking anything. Technically, stylized could mean basically just about anything. It could essentially mean not anything. Okay, so we'll delete this. I'm a little annoyed about how This is peeking out, but I guess we'll just fuck it. Hmm. Like, look at, I'm pretty sure Black Frost. I'm pretty sure. I know I keep referencing Black Frost, but like, dude, the trailer for that game looks so fucking good, man. I'll mute it. This game, I'm pretty sure, was announced that it's in UE5. I'm pretty sure. But like, if you take a look, like, I think they're definitely making use of Lumen in this to an extent. And also Lumen Reflections, I'm pretty sure. And it's very much stylized. It looks so fucking pretty, man. Isn't Long Dark on Unity? I don't know, but I've been reading around and people are saying this one's in Unreal 5, apparently. Which I have no clue if it's been confirmed at all. I remember those must have been somewhere I read. Must have been somewhere I read what it was being developed in, because that's what I read. They must have gotten it from fucking somewhere. Can you YouTube NPR in Blender? If you have anything that you want to show off, just put a link. I'm not gonna search anything up. Where was it that they said Unreal Engine 5? Because I just remember some people saying Unreal Engine 5. There was like a Reddit post about Unreal Engine 5, Black Frost using Unreal Engine 5. I have no fucking clue. But I don't think they like mentioned it literally. What they were using for the new game. We've stopped saying using stylized when we explain things at work because everyone thinks of different things. Yeah, unfortunately, there's this like separation where you have like, okay, you have stylized or you have realism. It's like, okay, these could mean literally fucking anything. Like I could argue for Black Frost, I think a more accurate description would be like a painterly kind of style to an extent, because some of the stuff here has this kind of like painted paper kind of esque feel to it. Like, it's very difficult. Yeah, non-photoreal rendering, but even that's basically just another word for stylized, which just basically means it doesn't really. There's no way to explain stylization necessarily. Here's an article. Teases new Unreal Engine 5 game, but where did they read that it's in UE5? Oh, hashtag Unreal Engine 5. Okay. But is this oh shit, dude. Oh yeah, it looks like they're developer for The Long Dark. Dude, what? I hate Blue Sky is so fucking annoying trying to find like any user on it. It's so, oh god, it's awful just trying to find a fucking profile. All right, so yeah, it's confirmed. That's UE5. But man, looks so good. I have seen Caravan Sandwich, and that one's a funny one because I think they use. Did they use vertex painting for everything? What was their workflow? They had a different workflow for how they textured everything. Or no, they used projection for everything, if I remember correctly. Like nothing is really UV'd. Yeah, really, really pretty game. And I'm sure it probably is utilizing Lumen. Yeah. I don't know if Caravan Sandwich is using Lumen, though. In fact, I'm pretty sure Caravan Sandwich is in UE4. Oh, wait, no, it does use Lumen. I think I remember seeing a thing about it. Actually, do I? I don't even fucking remember anymore. But this is also a very pretty game. Also stylized. Right? So... Don't they not use UVs? No, if I remember correctly, they don't use UVs. Which I thought was kind of funny. I think they only use UVs maybe for characters, perhaps? Check my link as well. This game is Nanite stylized in UE5 also. This looks crazy cool, dude. I was looking at UE5 specs for the Cabin Factory on Steam, and they claim the requirements way lower than they should actually be. Yeah, everything's going to be all over the place. I think something to take note with UE5 is you are basically using a beta version of an engine because it is just very early on. It's just like the engine is very like it's pretty early. I would argue it's kind of on Epic for releasing it early, but they're basically using devs as beta testers for their engine to provide feedback and stuff. Cool, man. UE5 is still beta, you say? I would argue it is. Doesn't feel like a beta to me. Some systems do, of course. I think within the next few updates, it's going to feel more like a beta because they're going to start shifting a lot of the focus towards new rendering pipeline, obviously for one, and then also new way of approaching characters. Like at some point, they're just going to drop CMC. They're going to drop CMC entirely, the character movement component, and they're just going to shift all their resources to Mover. New state tree and stuff like that. Like a lot of this stuff is gonna like shift, which is going to create problems because some things will be used in ways that they never perceived. So yeah, what's the CMC? The character movement component. Is Unreal known for removing stuff completely? No, but they are starting to shift things, especially with UE5, which I don't think is a bad thing necessarily. I think it's just as a dev you have to be very careful, which is what you should be doing nonetheless. Yeah, Cascade is there, but you probably should not use it. Like, at some point, it's probably just going to be completely knocked out. Like, I bet you by 5.6 or 5.7, they're just going to knock fucking Cascade out entirely and just be like, okay, if you're using this version, you're probably using Niagara. Like, I think they're trying to step away from Cascade as much as possible. Have you seen the game Black State? Why does that sound familiar? Black State. Oh, this thing. Yeah, I made a joke about it. It's basically just a bunch of different marketplace assets and scenes put together. Because it has that whole portal aspect, and it literally just feels like you're just walking through a bunch of different marketplace asset fucking It just doesn't look interesting, I'm gonna be honest. It just doesn't look interesting at all. Hey guys, we got metahumans. Rrr. It just doesn't look interesting, personally. Yeah. It seems like they keep adding new machines for the animations too. No, the thing you got to remember, motion matching and the traditional pipeline of state tree based animations, or whatever the fucking traditional way of doing animation systems are, they are both just like Nanite. It is just a different option for you to choose. And they're still doing a lot of stuff with the traditional animations as well. Like they've been optimizing the traditional way of doing animations. Like they're still, the animation team, I would say, is one of the strongest sides of Unreal right now. Honestly, they've been pretty fucking good with like trying to keep everything like consistently on level. Like they did performance up, like they did optimizations because they needed it for motion matching. But by doing those optimizations, they also optimized traditional like the way that you would do animations. It's just different ways of doing things. It's just different ways of doing things. Just like Nanite. Nanite is just a different tool that you can utilize. Am I using UE4 in 2025? Yes. Just finished my Java course. I have some advanced Python to do and some projects, and then I graduate from my coding boot camp. Next, I think I'll start learning some Unreal. I am feeling a little deflated though. I had to crunch to finish Java and get an extension. Yeah, that happens, man. Definitely, you know, give yourself some space to breathe when you have the chance to. Why am I using UE4? I don't know, because my game was released with UE4. I'm not going to risk moving it to UE5 with any unforeseen crashes or issues that could pop up. Also, I think if we were to move the project to UE5, a lot of shit would break, and I'm just not going to fucking bother. Yeah, I'm not going to bother. It has good lighting, at least the footage. Yeah, it looks okay. It just looks really washed out. The Black State game just doesn't really... It almost seems lifeless. I think my look at it. At least for like Kojimbo, you know, at least his games, they kind of have a bit of that look, but there's still some life to it. Even though some of his games do kind of seem a little desaturated and whatnot, but they have still like a vibe to them. Whereas that one just kind of looks, I don't know. Am I not a fan of Kojimbo? I just call him Kojimbo because one of the streamers I watch calls him Kojimbo, which I think is funny. Kojimbo. I'm gonna put the checkpoint save right here. Okay. Do we? Nah, I don't think we do. I was thinking of putting like a big dark plane over top here, but I think it's actually just cooler to. I think we should just leave this one area open. Needs some lighting and atmosphere. The game, like, in making dusk and sunset. Well, you can still make sunset and dusk without Lumen or any of the features and all that. You don't need a UE5 to do that. You can do a lot of things still in UE4. I think that's all of our enemies laid out. Where the hell am I? Go back here. Let's go back to this. Damn, we've done like nothing today, huh? Now we just need to get the enemy spawner when you plant the C4. Yeah. Did I finish the diffuser enemy? Yeah. That's all working. We just need to make it so this thing starts spawning enemies when the bomb is planted. That's the last piece of the puzzle, and then that's basically it for this level, except for like a visibility pass. That's going to be a big one. We need to make sure the visibility isn't bad. There's a lot of areas where we could fix it. Strand type games. Yeah, strand type games. Like right here, we could probably fix this upper section. Yeah, I don't know what the AI is doing. They're like running around and stuff. I really hate it. See, like right here, we need to fix the visibility here. We need to fix the visibility there. I should be able to kick these barrels again now. Yes. Okay, good. Wait. All right. Oh, I can't blow it up. Oh, I gotta fix that. Because I have a feeling players would love to do that. Because it's on the ground and kind of hard to shoot, we don't auto-aim it, even though we should. That would have been great. Being able to kick that in the room and then shooting it. My game had a micro freeze for a second there. We also need to fix that curved wall. So now it's just like, just improving the gameplay. That's just the gameplay flow without ruining the player's experience. Okay, I want to check something. Did the enemies outside of here get notified? They kind of did. This does. Is this dust too? No, this is sand. So yeah, when we plant the explosive, now we just need to make it so we start spawning in enemies from all different sides. I do want to open this up because it would be cool having enemies coming in from the doorway. We should extend this area a little bit, I think. We could probably just do it a bit like this area. It's just like a construction site or something. Yeah, this works. And the diffusers also work. They can defuse the bomb and everything. Some Dark City or a club. Yeah, that would be pretty cool, huh? Yeah, I think this would be very cool if we extend this area out a little bit. Gives this building that we have here a little bit of purpose. Yeah, I think that would probably be a really good idea. And then that way we can have enemies coming in from a bunch of different areas that the player can't necessarily see all the time. What if we put a club on the outside and a street on the inside? What? What the hell is this guy spitting? What's he spitting? Let him cook a bit more. Hey, hold off. He's cooking. There's a tunnel. Yeah, that could be a cool aspect. Like, we can have enemies that spawn up here and then they drop down. What I think is, what we need to do here, though, is... You know what? Maybe that's why we didn't use this, because the material is tiled like crazy. Make the sequel of Dust 3. Do you not know Night at the Roxbury? I don't. I don't know what that is. Listen, I'm not fucking 40 years old, okay? I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. Am I supposed to know? Yeah, we can have enemies spawn up here and then they can drop down. I'll be 40 in 2 weeks. Wait, actually? Hey, happy early birthday. I don't know what that is though. Night at the Roxbury. Don't know what that is. Or maybe I do and I just don't remember. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that. Ancient aware. All right, cool. Well, we got some enemies in. We got some progress. Now it's just we need the spawner when the C4 is in. I think off stream I'm going to do the visibility pass to kind of make sure that we're not causing any visibility issues on the player. Should put a woman in. Nah, I think I want to avoid that glitch. I want to avoid any of sort of like cultural connections at all. I think it's best that I just avoid anything like that. It's a movie about clubbing done in the style of an idiot protagonist of the 90s. Wait, hold on. What's it called? Night at the Roxbury. Of course, it's got fucking Will Ferrell. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of this movie. It's got an 11% on Rotten Tomatoes? Holy shit, that's awesome. Wait, actually, okay, some of the shots I do recognize. There's a high probability I've seen clips of it, or like something. Or maybe that's just Will Ferrell's face. Maybe that's just real. Maybe that's just his face. Who knows? I don't know. You could never forget Will Ferrell's face. All right. Yeah, that's the only thing we need to do here. And then the gameplay is basically ready. Visibility pass, get the enemy spawner working. Lighting pass, who cares? That's really the gist of this level. And then we're 6 out of 15. Yes! Cool. See you guys tomorrow, maybe. Actually, I think I might, for the next 2 days, I might focus on just contract work, which also means the weekend I will probably be focusing on contract work. I think that would be a smart thing for me to do. So I will probably see you guys on Monday. Because I do have to focus on other work. I should. I must. I think it would be important. So I keep my job. Enjoy your boba flavored poutine? What the fuck? I actually don't have any food here. I don't know what I'm going to eat. Yeah. I guess see you guys on Monday. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for lurking, Jen, sticking around. I hope you had a good time. I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a fantastic week. Take it easy. Stay safe. And yeah, hopefully by then maybe I've worked a little bit on this and maybe wrapped up this level at the very least. Because February is coming close. Yeah. See you guys on Monday. Dead Streamer coming back on Monday. Hell yeah! Woo! All right, goodbye. See you later.